So what is it, Mr. Crane? You said there's some reason why Whitney and I shouldn't get married.
Yes, what is it, Julian?
We're young, we're healthy, we're in love. So why do you say we shouldn't marry?
Well, there's a reason, Chad. There's a very powerful reason you can't marry Whitney.
What is it?
Yeah, please, tell us.
I'll tell you right now.
Look, if you got something to say, Mr. Crane, say it.
Yes, Julian, why do you think that Whitney and Chad shouldn't get married?
Well, it's everything I said before. You're young. You should get established first. And as Eve said, you should concentrate on your careers before getting married.
But I told you, I just got this great record contract with this New York record label. Right, I'll be making plenty of money.
Well, I'm very happy for you, but it sounds rather temporary, don't you think? It's great, but what happens when the contract runs out?
You weren't talking about our financial future before, Mr. Crane. You said there's some huge reason why Whitney and I should put off our marriage altogether.
So what are you talking about, Julian?
I don't want to hurt your feelings, Chad, but Eve, didn't you tell me that you were concerned about Chad being the right man for Whitney?
Well, I was concerned in the beginning, but I'm not now. I know that Chad's a fine young man.
No, thank you, Dr. Russell.
No, I mean it, Chad. I think that you'd be very good for Whitney, especially now after what's happened between me and TC. She took finding out about my past very hard.
I'm so sorry for what you've been through.
That's been terrible, but I think that Chad could help Whitney get through it. I think he could give her the stability that she needs.
He'll give us something, all right. A great deal of pain.
Well, Julian, I think we've been over all the logical reasons why Whitney and Chad shouldn't get married, and I don't think they hold up.
Neither do I.
All I have to do is look into Chad's eyes. I can see how much he loves Whitney. And it reminds me of the way TC used to look at me. I'm so sorry that it caused him all that pain and heartache.
Don't torture yourself, Eve. That was all before you met TC, and it was my fault.
No, Julian, I'm not going to let you take the blame.
You know, the way you two look at each other, that's always how I imagine my parents. You know, if I ever found them. You know, I came to Harmony looking for my parents, and, well, I struck out. But I did find Whitney, and she changed my life. I mean, I still want to find my parents, but if I don't, I can live with that, because I found the love of my life.
And you really mean that, don't you, Chad?
With all of my heart, Dr. Russell. I mean, I could never love anyone the way I love Whitney. You know, what do they say? When God closes a door, he opens a window.
I'm afraid this window is going to come crashing down on your fingers, Chad. Chad, you won't be making the same mistakes I did. I'm not saying that Whitney shouldn't be in your life. She'll always be in your life, but I just don't think the two of you should rush into marriage. You're both so young.
Are you telling me that if you knew that Dr. Russell had been in your life today, that you would have put off marrying her back then? Are you saying that you wouldn't do whatever you had to do to make your relationship permanent with the woman you love? So tell me you wouldn't do anything in your power to be with the woman that you love.
I can't tell you that because I would, but you and Whitney are young. You have so much time.
Exactly. And I don't want to waste any of that time without the woman that I love. So thank you for your concern, Mr. Crane, really. And thank you for your approval. I'm gonna go find Whitney and tell her.
I know you think it's a mistake, but I want them to get married. I want Whitney to have that kind of love, that kind of anchor, especially now when she needs it so badly.
I've been trying to tell you something, and I have to tell you now, before this goes any further.
Tell me what?
I found our son.
You found our son. No false alarms this time? You really found him. But you know his name?
I really found him. And I know his name.